Okay, guys, overlook my mess. This is my junk move. I've been in the process of moving. So anything you see junk in this room, overlook it. Anyway, I'm teaching you today how to be romantic on a budget. How to be romantic in general, because honestly, romance doesn't come from money. It doesn't come from these extravagant things. Sometimes the simplest things you put thought into mean the absolute most. I'm hurrying up before my girlfriend gets here. Start off. Call them up. Tell them they have to look for something when they get to your house. I have a card in the door which says, read it before you come in. On the outside of it, the door's unlocked. Come in. You see rose petals on the floor. Very important. See the flowers sitting on the fan in my junk room. There's a note, which is personal, and we're not going to get into that. Make sure you don't knock off the flower when you walk by it like I just about did. You see a note on the floor. When the note that was hanging up above the door says look down at the very end of it, and they'll see this little thing with an arrow pointing off to another rose. Before we go into that, make sure you have a romantic scene up, a supper. Ready? Have a little dinner plate set up. As I have steaks. Always good to have steak, never hurts. Most important thing out of this whole room, have Elvis Presley on the wall. Very important. Walk into the other room before we get to the dinner scene. You know she's going to come in, she's going to follow the little note, hopefully, and she'll get here to the rose. Roses for women, guys, is like bread for birds or candy for babies. They're going to follow it. So don't be cheap. Go get some roses. If you can't afford roses, get some other flowers, but probably don't have much business dating if you can't afford to get a little bouquet at Walmart. Come down here. It's a paper that says, look up before you open the door with another rose. She'll look up. It says, I love you. Now open the door. Walking into the room, you'll see another rose on the bed, which I'll be holding when she comes in. And I'll be holding it in front of the door. And that's when you say whatever you say. I ain't going to tell you everything because, come on. It's my originality. Don't copy what I do. Your girlfriend's going to know. They look this crap up. They're going to know. But I made a video about this just a second ago, but I'm not going to use that one because I left out one of the most important ingredients of all this. Make sure that even if your girlfriend says she's into them or she ain't into them, it doesn't hurt you to do this once in a blue moon. Go get a crappy love movie and just, they'll appreciate it. I don't really have anything to compare it to with guys because we just don't get down like that. But make sure you have spontaneity, guys. That's where romance comes from, not from money. Money helps a little bit, but you keep originality, keep your spontaneity going. Try to do something more than once a year, more than Valentine's Day and a birthday. Try to do something out of the random, out of the blue. And that, I guarantee you, is going to give you a lot of satisfaction to being able to see the reaction on her face. And if you really care for this person, it's going to be that's worth it all right there. This doesn't cost hardly anything. Comparing to what it costs to date, you'd have nothing in this. And what you get out of this, just out of feelings that grow stronger, and their smile is worth all of this tenfold. Guys, stop being lazy. Be romantic with your women. They deserve it. And if you don't think that they're worth being romantic on, you probably need to leave them alone. It's not fun to play somebody's heart. And that's just how to be romantic on a budget by me, your host with the most, Josh Stone.